Thanks.
What's the Jarl going to do about it?
How are we supposed to feel safe in our own homes?
Please, enough already. I have told Ygritte of your concern. So she'll look after you all. Please, go about your business.
Get me mad, and I'll prank you. And not a little, a lot.
Morthal has enough problems as it is.
It's no use. Let's get back to it then.
I'm telling you, I heard it. Howling. Those werewolf tales are true.
Yes?
Careful with that. It's a beautiful day to go for a walk. Careful there, friend.
What now?
Everything's in order.
Any of that stuff.
I welcome you, friend. He hired the others and paid for my goods. I am allowed to run the caravan, but I pay Rissad a percentage of my profits. I say this without bitterness, for it was Rissad who saved me from a life of servitude aboard a trading ship. I am grateful to have the life that I do now. It is a far cry from my days as an orphan on the streets of Corinth. Quite the opposite, in fact. The soldiers are some of our best customers, for we offer supplies and wares they cannot obtain by other
That
means.
fungal pod you're carrying.
It was Rissad's
Very
idea to
nervous.
come here now, while the land is in turmoil, where others saw only danger. He saw opportunity. May your road lead you to warm sands. This one needs some. Fortune smiles upon this meeting. I
If you
hope
come
that
to
you will come
Solitude
to
to
do
join the
business
Legion,
with us
speak to
again.
Ricker. If not, just keep your nose clean while you're here.
They can't hurt Uncle Rogvir. Tell them he didn't do it.
Positions.
Sorry, you need to go home. Go home and stay there until your mother comes.
Traitor!
You should tell her that her
You
uncle is
betrayed
the gun
us.
that betrayed his high king. Best she know now, Advar.
You're all hard within.
Rogver, you helped Ulfric Stormcloak escape the city after he murdered High King Torrig. By opening that gate for Ulfric, you betrayed the people of Solitude.
There was no murder. Ulfric challenged Torrig. He beat the High King in fair combat. Such is
Take a
our
look.
way. Such is the ancient custom of Skyrim and all Nords.
Take a look. Couldn't have chosen a better day for traveling.
On this day, I go to Solitude.
You lost?
Never cared for this place. Bunch of stuffy politicians and nobles. That's not a way to get ahead in life. Too soon? Too soon.
Welcome to the Bard's College. I'm the headmaster here. How may I help you?
I think someone has a crush
May
on
song speed you along.
Ildi, what year did the Aldmeri Dominion... Hello, yes. I'm the Dean of History. Well, you've come to the right place. I suppose I should return to my pay. Good Ildi, soak in the lore. Yorn, what happened during the Red Year?
Morrowind suffered a massive explosion.
Vardenfell's Red Mountain erupts. Try to be precise, Yorn. Remember, being a bard isn't just about the music.
You're new here, right? Welcome to the Bard's College. It's like, you know, I don't get the impression that I'm very well liked at the college. I'm a bard from the Bard's College here in Solitude. Wanderers like you should think about applying. Yes.
Aye? Can I ask you something? At what points in our travels have you seen me wandering about with a loot strapped to me back? I'm a swordsman, not a skald.
Thanks for taking the time. People never want to talk to me.
How are your students coming along?
Bunch of distractions, if you ask me. They just interrupt the rest of my work.
I am Dean
A
of
good
Loot,
story
the
is 9
Bard's
parts
College,
truth.
and
Students
no,
are an
I don't give
unfortunate
private
necessity
lessons.
of a college.
Seems like most of
Do
these are
try to
9 parts
persevere.
fiction.
Welcome to Solitude, home of the arts here in Skyrim.
It doesn't seem
Not much, to be honest.
Read carefully.
Their return
You
was
see, there
a
are ways
shock
to
to
stay
us
true to
all.
the essence.
Gerard Germain has some tomes
Even
about
when
them in the
the moon comes
library
up.
if you're interested. Yes, according to Giraud, our history's keeper, the portion of the Edda dealing with King Olaf. I need you to retrieve the poem. As you may be aware, Elisif's husband, High King Elisif mourns her husband deeply, and she feels that a festival that burns a king in effigy is distasteful. I tried to convince her the festival is many centuries old and celebrates solitude, but I need proof. I believe King Olaf's verse will provide that proof. I think Giraud here would give you the best explanation of both it and the history of King Olaf's verse. You should speak to him about it. Not much, but as a bard I find the whole affair depressing. There are no heroes in this war, no winners to be had, and no real conclusion. If you want something a bard can dig into, look to the dragons. 1,000 years from now, Skyrim will have changed rulers dozens of times, but the return of the dragons, that story is once in an era. I wish you luck in finding the verse.
Hildy, good to meet a prospective bard. He's sending you after King Olaf's verse, then. That's good. We shouldn't leave it lying around now that I figured out where it is. The verse was Svafnir's contribution to the Poetic Edda, the living history of Skyrim. Each bard adds to the Edda in his or her time. And a very ancient one. The verse criticized the reigning King Olaf. He was so incensed the bard was put to death and all the copies burned. At least, that's what we thought until I translated some ancient texts a year or so ago. We now believe King Olaf buried the truth with the bard. If I'm right, Svafnir and King Olaf's verse lie in Dead Men's Respite, along with the burial chamber of King Olaf himself. Be careful. You might find more than just... Good Hildy, soak in the lore. Yorn, what happened during the Red Explosion? Vardenfell's Red Mountain erupts. Try to be precise, Yorn. Remember, being a bard isn't
How
just
are your
about the
students
music.
coming along?
Some of them have a long way to go, but they're mostly passable. Don't let them hear I said that, though.
Of course not. Complacency is the bane of art. Good hand, Yuka.
Yes, Headmaster.
Everything all right? Have you noticed the windmill doesn't actually mill anything? All right then.
I wish only to graduate and enroll with the Legion. And why wouldn't I be? We sing tales of kings, queens, and their politics, 'tis true. But do you know who really makes history? The person who writes it. For that price? Sure. Farewell, stranger. It's an honor to have Viarmo for instruction on drum, but he's far too reserved for my tastes.
How are your students coming along?
Bunch of distractions, if you ask me. They just interrupt the rest of my work.
I'm sorry to break it to you, Giraud, but students are an unfortunate necessity of a college. Do try to persevere.
Yes, Headmaster.
What do you want that skooma for? Why do you even have that? Aye. Aye. Sure, why not? If you insist. No worries.
How are your students coming along?
Some of them have a long way to go, but they're mostly passable. Don't let them hear I said that, though.
Of course not. Complacency is the bane of art. No more.
No more.
Don't do that. Yes, Headmaster.
What's all the commotion?
Oh, this is not going to end well.
I just can't take the pain. Not a second longer.
Somebody...
This city is disgusting. There is only one estate for Khazits, and the Imperials no taste. Ah! Khazits knew it would not be long before another approached. They must be of good taste to come before the great Mazar.
I mostly deal with petty thievery and drunken brawls. Been too long since we've had a good bandit raid.
Ah, yet another new face. I'm from Hammerfell, you see. I can hardly keep track of all the people I've been meeting.
I'm not interested, Jari. It doesn't matter how many times you ask.
You might want to rethink that. You're missing out on some wonderful opportunities.
You should see me when you get bored, stranger.
As High Priest of the Eight Divines, I bid you welcome.
Welcome to Bits and Pieces. I'm sure you'll find what you need here. Biren said you got here just before the execution. Trinkets, odds and ends, that sort of thing. Come back to bits and pieces anytime.
Got anything for me?
All right.
Sure thing.
Spiced wine, the taste of home and heart.
You look new. I'm new too. I think we could be friends.
Get your fresh fruit and produce here.
Arms and armor, forged by a master. Seems there's no end to the needs of the Imperials. But what can I help you with?
Keep the cold at bay with our spiced wine.
I've got a little work.
The finest weapons and armor. Return anytime you need arms or armor. My forge never rests.
Your path has brought you to the finest Fletcher in all the land. Hello and welcome, my friend. Why, of course. And will you also be needing the bow that shoots rainbows? Or perhaps a quiver that dispenses beer? Look, if you want arrows, we have them. But don't insult my intelligence. Take a look. Perhaps I'll be seeing more of you.
Need me to take some things? Till later then.
Spiced wine, the taste of home and heart.
Stranger.
Fresh fish. Fresh fish.
Those rebels better not try coming to Hafengar.
You know you can afford a septim or two. Can you spare a septim? Oh, thank you.
Divines bless your kind heart. Always good talking to you, friend. A coin or two for a veteran? It's not much to ask. Take my advice. Never gamble. Damn Ernskar has...
Welcome to the Winking Skeever. Take a load off and enjoy the atmosphere.
Think you might be in the wrong place, friend.
Bet I can reach
I have
the
no
bottom of
business
this
with
wagon.
you. Leave me.
All I ask
In your dream.
is to see my
Yes?
family.
I like you. No man is a match for a dragon. Buying one of our blades wouldn't hurt your chances, though. All right, then.
Ah, yet another new face. I'm from where the dragon attacked. We've heard rumors of death and fire from the skies, but no real news. Then we should soon be selling arrows by the bushel. A sword is no good against a dragon.
Oh, this is just what I need
Aye,
right now.
but I'll be here and there is still much of Skyrim I wish to see. I hear there is a city, and far to the west lies a ruin, Volskag. Inside there's said to be a There are wonders in this place I never dreamed imaginable.
Fine. What?
Good to talk to a fellow.
Until next time.
Hello, I'm Gisley. But you can just call me Erica's sister.
Being friends
Everyone
with the bard. Your son has its advantages, huh?
We'll speak again later, if we must.
Need something? Until next time.
Feel free to make requests. There's nothing like a good song to lift the spirit in troubled time. Oh, no. But being surrounded by good music, good drink, and good friends is all I've ever asked for. You should think about staying the night. Corpulus keeps a clean inn.
By blade or by spell. If you want it dead, I'll make it dead.
Yes?
All you need to do
All right,
is pay my fee.
Huh?
I fight with both blade and spell. You might say I'm equipped to handle nearly any threat. So, shall we talk price?
Seems there's always more. Glad you decided to check us out.
If you need
I
a
was
good
done
rumor,
talking anyway.
welcome to the Winking Skeever, friend. Sure thing. It's yours for a day. I'll show you to your room. Right this way.
Have a drink. Rest your feet and stay a little while.
Fiata, where did you learn to make bows so well?
The same place I learned my charm and quick wits. I used to be an Imperial Ranger, my boy.
Wish I could learn some of that charm. I'm just good with bows, not people.
You'd make a better Imperial Ranger than me. I may have charmed the locals, but my fellow sword...
I wish only to graduate and enroll with the Legion. My drums will lead our troops to victory.
Vivienne, could you check out supplies of mandrake root?
Aye.
Which one is that again?
It's the root that looks like...
Good a place as any to put your feet up.
In that case, I'm pretty sure it tried to buy me a drink last night.
Good morning. How did you sleep?
Ah, this drink's on me.
Oh, if you insist.
You lost? I don't know you.
Aye. I've got your back.
I wish only to graduate and enroll with the Legion.
Excuse me.
My drums will lead our troops to victory. It's an honor to have Viarmo for instruction on drum, but it's far too reserved for my tastes.
Yeah. Take a look. Until next time.
Viarmo is too concerned with precision. What of instinct? Passion.
Good morning. Ah, you found a copy of it. You know, I could try my hand at learning some of this dragon talk. Can't be too complicated. And I'm starting to think it'd be pretty useful around these parts. Aye.
A coin or two for a veteran? It's not much to... Ask.
I've heard some good things about the Fletcher here. It'd be smart to collect some arrows before we leave. All right then.
You know you can afford a septim or two.
You know, there's a place not far from here that I used to venture to when I was a lad. I think it was springtime, before we skipped out to High Rock. Wonder if I can find it again. Nothing really. It was probably a lot more impressive to a child's mind than it would be now. Always remembered it being a haven though. If you didn't disturb the Spriggans, that is. Aye. I'll mark down where I think it was. Could probably find it again when we're closer.